Hi, I'm Amy Ludwig Vanderwater. Welcome to day 29 of Keeping a Notebook and day 17 of National Poetry Month. Betsy the Writing Camper and I are glad you're here. 2020 is my 11th year of writing a poem each day of National Poetry Month. I always write around a different theme. For this year's poetry project, I have decided to introduce surprise. Each April day, I will share a poem's can phrase about writing poetry. I will roll 3-word dice. If a die rolls blank, I will not re-roll it. I will write a poem inspired by 1, 2, or all 3 of the face-up words. Today's Roll the Dice poetry chat is titled Poems Can Include Sound Words, or Onomatopoeia. It is time to roll the dice. I'm going to choose 1, 2, 3, give them a big roll, and they are our, ground, and dripping. Our, ground, dripping. Hello, my National Poetry Month friends. We are on day 17 of National Poetry Month, and it is day 29 of Keeping a Notebook. So it's wonderful to see you again. It's still a little snowy here in Western New York. Let's have a high five. Welcome back. Today, our 3 words are our, dripping, and ground. These are our 3 words, and our writing chat for today is titled Poems Can Include Sound Words. And there's a special name for this in poetry land. It's called onomatopoeia. That means if there's a cat, I can make it say meow in my poem or in my story or my other writing. If there is a car going by, I might write vroom, and that is onomatopoeia. So these are just sound words, and onomatopoeia is a fancy word for sound words. So with our words, our, dripping, and ground, I didn't have so much to say about our. For ground, I wrote it's the earth, or you can hold your ground, or stand your ground, or there's underground, above ground. You can get grounded. And to be grounded can mean you're in trouble, or can mean you're pretty solid. Dripping, I think of rain dripping, nose dripping, a leak, or tears dripping. And so I kind of just wrote a little scene, imagining Glorious and Antoinette, which is now the name of Little Mouse. I discovered her name as I was writing the poem yesterday. So the rain is dripping in the evening. Antoinette is underground. Glorious is too. They both hear the dripping of rain. They both eat nut bread. The dripping of rain, the dropping of rain, the dripping of memories. They each are alone, but they could be friends. Could they play Scrabble together? Tennis? Something far apart, safe and fun. Something active. Ride bikes? That could lead to an adventure. I keep wanting a little adventure. And I was inspired to think about sound words because of the word dripping, really. So I did write dibble, drip, drop, drip, dip, 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 and I was playing with some of these sounds here. And I ended up writing, really, the poem grew from this note-taking. So don't think that the note-taking isn't worth it. What happens sometimes is the note-taking is just exploration. It lets you think from here to there in your mind, what might work, what do I like? And then as I do this, as you do this, we might all of a sudden realize, oh, I sort of like that idea. And the idea comes through that exploration. So here's what I have. And you can see it started out easier than it ended in terms of all those crossouts, but that's a good thing. 2 creatures. The title came last, as pretty much always. 2 creatures. In 2 deep burrows underground, 2 creatures listen to one sound. Drip, 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 drop, 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 dripping, dropping, April showers. Both eat nut bread, both are quiet. Rainy memories fall for hours. Drip, 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 drop, drop, drop. At last the rainy memories stop. Then these 2 creatures think at once, I want to ride my bike. So you could hear the sound words or the onomatopoeia, drip, 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 drop, 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 dripping, dropping, April showers, right? So those are real sounds of what rain sounds like, and I put them right in my poem. Instead of just saying it's raining, the reader can hear drip, 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 drop, drop, drop. And again, drip, 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 drop, drop, drop. I repeated it, and we have talked about repetition. And in the typed copy, when I write dripping, dropping, I go dripping, down a line diagonally a little bit to dropping. So Today we're thinking about how poems can include sound words, or we call this onomatopoeia. Our words are our, dripping, and ground. And you may choose these, you may choose something else. People are coming up with all kinds of creative ways to choose the words together or on their own, which you will see a bit more about in a moment. Take good care. I will see you soon.
I am grateful to my friend Sheila Kachalova for sharing a neat idea with all of us today.
Hi, my name is Sheila Kachalova. I'm a second grade teacher, and I have something that I'm calling Amy's Inspiration. If you've been following along, you've seen how Amy's used dice to write her poems. And as a second grade teacher, I encourage my students. We had a Google Meet, and I had each student give me one word that he or she really liked. And we took these little dice and made our own classroom dice. So you could do that. You just write one word on each side. If you don't have these wooden dice, you could use dice from a game and just put little stickers or things over them, or use a Rubik's Cube and cover the sides of it. But it's a really fun idea to make your own dice and then roll the dice and use those words, some or all or none of them, to write your own poems. So that's my idea, and I hope you enjoy it. Happy writing, everyone.
Here are my notes and my drafting from today. I really do find that taking the notes helps me think through what my poem might wish to be. My inspiration for writing from dice comes from Taylor Molly's metaphor dice. There are many kinds of word dice, but making your own with friends is a grand idea. I am going to do this too. Thank you, Sheila. And our words once again are our, ground, and dripping. Our, ground, dripping. It is an absolute pleasure to hike through National Poetry Month with you. Happy Day 17. See you tomorrow.